Hey everyone, Cell here, with some footage from an old video because I accidentally deleted all of my old recordings. So we just got some details for the upcoming Path of Exile event, and it's certainly an interesting one. I'll link the video and the full announcement in a pinned comment below. But the gist is that we're getting the Freesia Ascendancy classes and Trial of the Ancestors mechanic from a few years ago, but not the idle alternate endgame system. So these events are usually based on the current league, and this one is no exception. We'll have everything I just mentioned based on a fresh start in a Mirage-based league. I'm making this video because Mirage is one of the best leagues we've had for solo self-found in quite a while, and I wanted to explain why that makes this event one of the best times to try SSF if you've ever considered giving it a shot. There are two primary reasons why 328 has been such a good patch for SSF. The first is general progression. Given the current state of the breach mechanic specifically, including the Genesis tree, it's a relatively smooth experience to gear out your character with very solid pieces of gear that will get you to pinnacle bosses and beyond. The way to those pinnacle bosses is now also very smooth. Map sustain essentially just isn't an issue at all. And in case you need to spend some time gearing up before fighting bosses, putting off getting Void Stones isn't nearly as punishing as it used to be. In 328, you can run any map using a map of its natural tier or higher, so you can run any map at tier 16 without needing 4 Void Stones. So for example, Strand might be like a natural tier 6 or something. You can run that at tier 11, 13, 16, whatever, but you can't run it at tier 5 or below. You will get fewer tier 16 and nightmare maps until you do get those Void Stones, but that usually isn't a huge deal, especially if this is your first time trying SSF. And if it's not your first time, then you'll likely find this element of your progression to be significantly improved relative to what we had in the past. The second reason that 328 is so good for SSF is because of the Mirage League mechanic specifically. Access to gear and access to supplies are two of the biggest factors in how good the game feels for SSF. Mirage helps solve both of those problems. Getting copies of League mechanics you're running in the Mirage acts as an effective multiplier to whatever resource you're spending on the map, including the map itself, scarabs, etc., chisels from the Maven. If you want to run breach fortresses, for example, you can force one using a scarab and then get a copy of it in the Mirage very frequently or guaranteed if you're using a full Mirage map. Okay, so cool. If we get some good scarabs, then we can squeeze a bit more loot out of them. But how do we get those scarabs in the first place? Isn't that one of the biggest pain points in SSF? Why, yes it is. Mirage solves that problem too, fortunately enough. Farming operative boxes in Mirage is one of the best scarab farms the game has ever seen, and it's completely self-sustaining even in SSF. I'll be putting out a full guide on scarab farming ahead of the event start, so like the video and subscribe to make sure you're going to see that. For now, suffice it to say that you'd have to try extremely hard to run out of scarabs during the upcoming event. Beyond those 2 points, Mirage also enhances other League mechanics by making them more worthwhile to do in general. Various mechanics like Beyond, Blight, Delirium offer several new ways to improve your character depending on where you're at in your overall progression. There are too many new rewards to list them all in this video, but feel free to take a look at the Mirage wiki page to see how it affects each League mechanic, and I will link that below as well. Personally, the value added to the older League mechanics is my favorite part about the League, and something I hope they integrate into the core game in 329, even if the Mirage League mechanic itself does not stick around. I've gotten this far, and I've barely talked about the event itself. I'm personally just more interested in the general state of the game and Mirage League than I am in Trial of the Ancestors or the alternate ascendancies. But if those are selling points for you, then that's all the more reason to get on board the SSF train. There's just a lot of cool stuff to do in the game at the moment between the new core content, new farming strategies and reasons to farm, revitalized content on top of the fact that they're adding Trial of the Ancestors back, which hasn't been in the game for years. Yeah, there's just a lot going on, a lot to experiment with in terms of the new ascendancies, as always, combined with the new things from this league, like the new Screams of the Desiccated belt. Yeah, I could go on for days. There's so much, in fact, that it's kind of a bit of a counter argument to trying SSF in a way, because you'll possibly miss out on some things as a result of not being able to get them out of rarity purposes. For example, you may not end up getting any useful tattoos for the new or the new ascendancy tattoos, I should say. But I don't know. The game is just in a very good state for SSF. It's a temporary event. It's the perfect time, low stakes. Try it out, warm up before the new league. See if you like SSF and maybe start 329 in SSF as well. Well, have I sold you on it? Are you going to play SSF in the event yourself? Let me know why or why not down in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.